It's this time of the year again. We are almost around Christmas time. The holiday season is starting, but with it is the dreaded moment of, oh my goodness, what should I eat to stay on track with my healthy diet, with my weight loss journey, or whatever it is? And I get this probably as the most asked question of the whole year by my clients and by people like you alike, right? And today I want actually to share with you the 10 healthy food alternatives for the holiday season. So, before I'm doing that, my name is Andrea Caprio, and I'm really passionate about finding great things to eat that are healthy but don't lose out on taste, right? Because very often people think actually eating healthy means boring, and it really doesn't have to be like that. You don't need to feel deprivation or losing out, or you're the only one with your friends who cannot eat anything that's fun or so. There are so many things actually that are really good and tasty but much healthier. So what I want to do today is to share actually the normal traditional ways of eating your Christmas dinner or your holiday menus or so, and then give you the healthier versions and a couple of ideas how you actually can do that. And then there are also a few traditional foods actually that are healthy, right? And you should probably stick to those rather, and I will share those as well at the end. So stick with me here. And by the way, remember to subscribe to my channel so you get notifications of other videos like this one. Share this channel with maybe other people, or just check out as well the description here under the video, which gives you either other articles that you want to see. Maybe there's my blog post, so you can actually take note of everything because I put it all together on my blog post, what I'm sharing here with you. And of course also some other great videos that you might be interested in. Great. So now let's get going immediately, because trust me, these really holiday substitutes that I'm sharing with you will be a hit with you, no matter if you're invited somewhere or if you're hosting maybe a dinner at your place or whatever it is. So first of all, let's start. A really great one is, instead of using cream cheese in your food, you could substitute it with Greek yogurt or hummus. And this is really giving you a much healthy holiday meal than anything else. So no matter if you put it maybe on your bagel or you use it for recipe, instead of using the cream cheese, is something, cream cheese is really like very filling. It's very high fat and it's not that healthy. And so instead of that, you could have the hummus or maybe some Greek style yogurt, which is better. The Greek style yogurt is obviously better for your gut, and the hummus gives you more fiber, protein, and healthy fats actually. So hummus for me is probably the top one. So I give you a couple of yummy ideas here. So use Greek yogurt instead of cream cheese for a sauce. So when you do your sauces, also just substitute this. Make stuffed mushrooms or pasta or peppers using Greek yogurt instead of cream cheese. Use hummus or Greek yogurt as a dip with raw vegetable. The Greek yogurt, of course, you want maybe to add some herbs or so, or some spices to make it a little bit more interesting. Great. So now my next tip is, instead of using pasta, use veggie noodles as a healthier alternative. So you might have heard of zoodles. These are zucchini noodles that you spiral. There are special spiral cutters that you can do, but you can also use spaghetti squash or even legume-based noodles. Like, for example, I like lentil noodles or chickpea noodles that are ready to buy in the noodle range, right, in your pasta range. So these basically help you to have the happiness, right, of the pasta dish without all the carbs and calories, because this is, in the end, all the carbs are adding a lot, right? And by the way, you still want to be a little bit careful, of course, with the sauce and use some of the substitutions I mentioned earlier, and I will mention further down. So check out for these, and even if you are maybe not in the mood for vegetable, at least have whole wheat pasta, right? So some really great nourishing recipes ideas is to swap zucchini noodles for traditional noodles for your pasta dish, and for also add them, you know, with your meat or something like that. Skip the refined grains and make a hearty spaghetti squash dish, right? That you can put maybe together with meatballs or so. A really great thing to make it much easier. You can also have butternut squash or sweet potato noodles and add a drizzle of oil and maybe some spices or some herbs to it. It makes really great dish for you. And as I mentioned earlier, zucchini noodles with avocado and maybe a little bit of protein or so is really, and you can add pesto, that's really great actually. And that makes really great dishes instead of using the pasta. Next comes up that I recommend to replace, instead of using potatoes, use cauliflower, sweet potato or winter squash. And this will help you to avoid any holiday weight gain, right? So potatoes are really part of most people's food and meals, especially around the holiday season. I mean, you know, like mashed potatoes. So you can, for example, you know, replace that with one of the options. And that makes it healthier and much easier. And by the way, speaking of, if you do mashed potatoes, then replace also, and I'm going to get to that just now, but replace also, you know, the milk or the cream with some healthier options. So just changing white potatoes for cauliflower can hugely impact, you know, your carbs and calorie consumption in a positive way, of course. Or at least make it half-half, right? So you still get a little bit, but it's already easier. And of course, also sweet potatoes are already a better option. So make next time, as some recipe ideas, mashed cauliflower with almond milk, right? And add olive oil instead of butter. So this is really great healthy dish. And you can have some, even seconds, right? Baked potatoes with olive oil and a Greek yogurt dip is also a good idea here. And then fried winter squash slices that you fry in, you know, with some olive oil, and then you can add it maybe to your roast or so. How does that sound for you? If you like these tips and you want to get them all written out, I have done my blog post where you find everything I'm sharing and a lot more actually. So you can actually print it out or, you know, go through or so. The link is in the description, and also some other resources that you might be interested in. Please remember, as usual, to subscribe to my channel if you like it, of course, so you get notifications. Give me a thumbs up if you have any questions or so, type them in the comments, and please also share this with your friends. Next one up is, instead of bread, use roast vegetables as a healthy alternative. So what you can do, just roast vegetables, so cut them in slices and roast them, and then you can use them like you would do with bread or so. Because often, you know, we use bread in so many things like stuffings, breadcrumbs, bread rolls, etc. So it's usually really overloaded. And it's, you know, the bread is really adding often to bloating and adds, of course, calories and carbs to it. So stay away from that. You want to go more with a fiber, a rich way of healthy vegetable. So what you can do is, for example, you can put a sweet potato, cut them in slices and put them in the oven, and then use them, you know, as a bread option or so. You can put some avocado on and have your avocado toast like this. Or you can maybe, if it's something sweet, use a sweet potato again, and you add yogurt and nut butter. Or you can use eggplants or those large mushrooms or sweet potatoes as a bun, right, for your hamburger if you want to. And you can also have use, you know, for example, veggies like carrots or sweet potatoes as dip, and do, you know, instead of bread. And then you can also use vegetables, right, that you oven roast and make it small as a stuffing. So instead of bread, stuffing as well. So these are some ideas, creative ideas, how to use it much better. Next one comes up is to, instead of milk chocolate, to use dark chocolate. Now, when I say dark chocolate, I always mean 70, ideally 80% or plus dark chocolate. Pay attention to not having sugar as a sweetener, maybe rather stevia or so. And this will avoid having this milk and too much sugar in there, and the milk is not that healthy, because chocolate, after all, is actually not unhealthy. Many people think it is. But, there's really something that dark chocolate, like 1 or 2 little squares or so, is absolutely okay, right? Just don't eat the whole thing. If you're eating too much sugar in your sweet cooking, then you want maybe to replace the sugar with dates, with medjool dates. And instead of, just using white or even brown sugar, which by the way is not much healthier, you can bake your goods with dates, or you can maybe add it in the smoothie, 2 or 3 dates, add the enough sweetness, or, when you bake a cake, or you can even do a jam or so as a spread. Next one up is to replace the heavy cream with cashew or other nut milk. And by the way, also milk, like normal cow's milk. I use only nut milk. I don't use any cream or any milk as well, like cow's milk. I only use nut milk. Almond milk is my favorite. But also you have, for example, what is really great, you can use cashew nuts and make them like a cream. So basically you take cashew nuts with a little bit of water in a small blender, you mix them so they get to a creamy consistence, and then you can add just a few drops of lemon juice and you get kind of like a sour cream taste, or like a creamy taste. Really, really nice. And like this, you have a few ways how to use it. For example, you can do a dairy-free eggnog, right, with cashew milk or coconut milk and warming spices. As I said, you can replace them in any baked goods or so. You also can use, coconut, cashew, or milk to thicken any recipes. You can make it thicker or thinner depending how you want it, and of course add it to your coffee as well, right? Much better than the milk or the cream there. Right, now what else do I have? I have now for you up a couple of really great holiday foods that are actually good for your diet. But before I share this, just a quick reminder here, subscribe to my channel if you want more tips. And if you are actually worried about, or if you are looking for healthier habits and you want to do that the whole year over, and especially get ready maybe for next year or so, I have coming up a really great program that I'm literally at the moment, as I record this, I'm developing. It's my Food Freedom Foundation program, and the Food Freedom Foundation program helps you to lose weight without getting sidetracked, so you can gain confidence and energy. Because let's face it, most people get sidetracked, right? They are sticking to a healthy way of eating, and then there comes Christmas or whatever, or some stress, and out the window, everything goes, and we go back to our old ways. And any weight we might have lost, we put on more. So I help you with a very proven system that I've developed in my working with my clients, and these systems are helping you really to address the different issues about eating too much sugar, right, unhealthy eating, but also lifestyle changes or so, and helps you to implement habits and stay on track. So you want to check it out, the link is in the descriptions. But now let me share the healthy holiday foods that are good for your diet. And first up is, probably you're going to be happy about it, is turkey. If you are a meat eater, of course, but turkey is a really great source actually of lean protein. It has zinc, iron, potassium, lots of vitamin B's as well. And you want, of course, to make sure the turkey is as lean as possible. So add, avoid adding any fat, avoid adding too much salt as well, and use only a small amount of gravy and avoid the skin. And like this, it's a really great food. Green beans is another holiday favorite that you can eat. Again, make those like really kind of plain green beans, like maybe with garlic, some herbs or so, but avoid any like sauces or so. Nuts is another one. I love nuts during Christmas. I love nuts the whole year, I must say, but Christmas is definitely, a lovely time to have nuts. So having rather maybe a fruit salad with nuts is a really great dessert, or, snacking on nuts or something like that. Cranberry, another great favorite, unless, there's unhealthy sugar to sweeten them. So if you make cranberries, do them from scratch and use maybe a healthier sugar method like stevia or so, or even coconut sugar, but they're really great in terms of fiber and vitamins and so on. Fruits, as I mentioned, have some fruits for dessert is much better. You can even add them maybe to even some crackers or cheese or so. So that would be a great thing for me. Berries and yogurt, again, they fall under the fruits, but much better healthy alternative. And you can do actually really nice, yogurt dessert with your own berries with healthy sugar or so. Remember to drink enough water. That's the beverage of choice. And if you go into drinking wine or other alcoholic beverages, try to keep it a little bit softer by either drinking a water in between, or maybe what I like doing in my wine, I just add some sparkling water, and like this I still have the impression I have my wine, and it makes it a little bit better. And last but not least is cruciferous vegetable, which is really great actually, like kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower and so on. They are nutritious, taste really wonderful, have lots of fiber, and is also really good for your gut actually, and helping your stomach to stay balanced or so. So add lots of them also to your diet. So as you've seen probably, I really believe that food can be fun, right? You don't need to lose out on fun evenings with your friends eating healthy. And I really love sharing with you healthier alternatives to lose weight and avoid the holiday weight gain, right? So if you are actually looking to stay on track in your weight loss journey, and you want to develop other eating and lifestyle habits that you enjoy without feeling deprived, right? Then I have really something for you. You can stop worrying about your lack of willpower, procrastination, or self-sabotage. And with this, I want to introduce to you my Food Freedom Foundation course that offers a step-by-step system that helps overweight people who lack time and motivation to lose weight and without getting off track, and so they can finally feel confident and have a long-lasting energy. If you're interested in that, I have plenty of details to share. The link is in the description, and you get at the moment, if you're quick when you watch this video, you get actually a special offer there, an introduction offer that I have at the moment. But again, I don't know when you watch this, so it's only available for a short time. And as I mentioned earlier, please do subscribe also to this video channel and check out my blog post for all the tips I shared with you, so you can read them one by one or just put them out on your fridge or something like that. My name is Andrea Caprio. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I see you very soon for yet another really, hopefully, great video for you. And wishing everybody a wonderful holiday period, and if you're celebrating, Merry Christmas.